Vaultkeeper Wixwell is the May fusion for Raid Shadow Legends, and he was pretty much built by the communities, which is making him not only unique, but a must-have fusion. Guys, finally he sleeps here, back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video, this time here on the Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channel. It's new here on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe and you turn on notifications so you never miss when any of my Raid videos go live. Alright, Vaultkeeper Wixwell, whose skill set was determined by the community, which could have went one of two ways. Fortunately for us, it did go a very positive way. He is another one of these fusions that, in my opinion, is going to be up there with Nut, Hellcath, some of these major legendary champions that get used quite a bit. And utility for him, you're going to see him in a lot of dungeons, probably some clan boss teams, and absolutely HYDRA. So let's take a look at his skill set. All right, Wixwell has a passive. He is a legendary defense from Sacred Order, and he has an A1, an A2, and A3. And what makes him unique is during community weeks, Plarium allowed the community to vote for what each of these skills was going to do. You had choices, and then we could determine as a community what direction this fusion was going to take. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, and it brings provoke. If the target is a boss, the chance increases to 80%. It's 40% otherwise. That's a big deal. Provoke on an A1, it depends on whether or not you need it or not, but eventually for provoke, that is HYDRA all day long for a lot of people. A2 is an AoE, 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Also increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. Increases the value of all shields on all allies. The value of each shield is increased proportional to the total number of buffs which had their duration increased. That is a big one, and because it's defense based, it means he is definitely going to be a tanky build, and that decreased attack along with the provoke on A1 just adds to his utility for some bosses. His A3 places 2 intercept attacks on a target ally. Intercept stacks on a target ally. Also places 60% increased defense buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. So he's bringing shields, increased defense, and the brand new buff Intercept, which we'll talk about here in just a second. This is a 5-turn, but it also has a 2-turn cooldown drop, so it becomes a 3-turn fully booked. Intercept, that shield and increased defense, again, plays directly for me into my specific HYDRA team. So I can see him being in a lot of HYDRA teams. And once we talk about Intercept here, after we go through all this, you're going to understand why. His passive at the start of each round places a counterattack buff on this champion for 1 turn. This buff cannot be removed. Now that's at the start of every round. And then at the end of this champion's turn, places a counterattack buff on them for 1 turn. So he's basically a counterattack all the time. If you read that the way it is, at the start of each round, places a counterattack, and then at the end of his turn, places a counterattack. That is massive. That basically means he's going to hit no matter every time he's hit. That I've got to see in motion to see what exactly that does. That is a weird passive. Yes, it's there. Instead of it just saying he counterattacks whenever he's hit, like somebody like Hellcath does, this is a counterattack buff. Can't be removed, but I wonder if it can be stolen. And then his aura is increases ally defense in all battles by 28%. So big champion, but let's take a look at Intercept. So what Intercept is, it's a robust protection against incoming debuffs. It's basically like a shield. It protects you against anything that's coming your way, which includes stun, freeze, petrification, fear, sleep, true fear, and sheep. It is a stack, so each level of stack protects you against one debuff attempt. So this is a 2-stack debuff on an ally, which means they will be able to protect against 2 different debuffs at a time. It stays there indefinitely. It doesn't have a rollout. The way the stack works is it just sits there until the debuff is attempted. So this is a really weird new buff that is going to protect against a lot of debuffs that are incoming. That alone puts it in a realm where I can see, I just don't see Wixwell being a big arena champ. I guess as a tank, possibly. He does do the shields. I don't know. This is a very interesting component to Wixwell that I'm really curious to see how everybody in the community starts to use this. But again, for me, Wixwell is hands down going straight in my HYDRA team. This is the May fusion. Community picked it. Hopefully, Plarium does this again. I love the way they set this up so that we could decide what skills he brought to the game. And because of that, he is a fusion that I am pumped to do. See, normally when we have these fusions, I get them all. I run an account that we just prepare. It is free that these fusions are available as long as you do the 2-week on, 2-week off method, so that all of these fusions can be brought into the into my stockpile. Some for testing, some because I really want to use them. Other ones, it's just, FOMO. I've got to get every fusion. But every once in a while, there's a fusion that you're like, oh my God, this one's big. And this is one of the ones that I won't sit there. Like, I've still got Dreamsong, who I want to use in HYDRA, but she's still sitting there unclaimed because I'm waiting for a champion chase where I need it. Any of those, if they can sit there for a while, I'm going to let them sit until I absolutely need them. That way I don't have to spend shards for something where I can just know I can claim a legendary during a champion chase. This one, though, because of it being a traditional fusion, is not fragments, you're going to have to claim him right away, which is kind of a positive because I get to use him right away. He's not going to sit there and I have to go back and forth. Is it time to claim Dreamsong? Is it time to claim Dreamsong? So Wixwell is going to be tested and brought in right out of the gate as soon as he is able to be claimed. Along with him, there's some new champions that are being released as part of the fusion. So this is going to be a very cool month in Raid Shadow Legends. Vault Keeper Wixwell. Hopefully this information helped you. If it did, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube. That way you never miss when anything goes live. I am FinallyHeSleeps. Thanks for hanging out with me today. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to all of my channels as well. We've got FC Mobile way over there on the left, and then Gearheads, which is my main channel here on YouTube, and then Cringeworthy for a few laughs, where we make fun of the alpha male. I'm FinallyHeSleeps. Until next time, thanks.